Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are all having a good day, and we're finally gonna start releasing some YouTube videos again. I said I would release them a while ago, but just never got around to it, and I figured now would be a good time to start since it's summer and we got lots of time, and I'm just gonna get back into it. So today we're gonna be putting a new radio in the Jetta. I bought one on eBay a really long time ago, and just finally crapped out. None of the buttons work, the USB port barely works, and I just got tired of it. So we're gonna go ahead and put a new one in the car, and we'll get started with that. UPS literally just dropped off this box like 2 minutes ago. Let's go ahead and open it. Gotta get my knife out of my car real quick. Alright, well everything actually already came out of the box because for some odd reason the video recorded straight up and down and that looks like crap, so we got the radio removal tools right here, the adapter for the stock harness, the AM/FM radio thing, and then the actual radio. Radio is an older unit, it's a JVC KD770BT, I believe. I just wanted something that was going to have good sound quality and it was just going to match the colors of the car. It's the one with the red faces, and just wanted to put something that works in the car because I plan on getting a daily driver, so we're gonna not put something too fancy in the car. Radio comes with the manual and then all the accessories for the radio, like the remote, the Bluetooth microphone, and the actual harness for the radio, and then the cover shield. And then down here we have the actual unit itself. It's gonna be well, there goes the box. Here's the radio. On the back we got the just a regular radio. Let's go ahead and put it in. Alright guys, here's the previous radio that I have, the Pioneer DEH 3400UB. I think you can kind of see it down there. It was a pretty good back in its day. It had the color changing lights with the two zones, the screen, and then the buttons were of course different zones. But the radio was pretty good. It's got plenty of features in it, but nothing as compared to what we got nowadays. But I mean, none of the buttons work. Like if you press them, it just takes it's almost impossible to press them. I think the person before me had spilled something on it and they just don't come back out, and a lot of the button faces are worn off and you can't really see anything. So the USB port rarely works. Like it's super loose, it can just go back and forth, and I don't know, it's just a piece of crap, so we need something new in there, and that's what this is for. The removal of this radio is pretty simple. All we gotta do is pull it out, disconnect the wires for the subs. If I could get them out, that'd be great. For some odd reason they're like stuck in the back of the radio. Alright, well I definitely needed two hands for that. Next we have the FM radio thing, and then just the harness in the back. We'll go ahead and unplug this harness real quick. And old radio is free, and it's really sticky on the bottom, which is kind of disgusting. Interesting. Oh yeah, and the CD player in this thing never worked. We're just gonna chuck it back there. And then of course here is the harness adapter. This one comes with the radio, and then if we pull this out just a little bit more, we can see, if I could get it out, we can see that this is where it adapts to the stock VW harness. Alright, so I got all the old radio parts out, the radio, the FM adapter, and the harness, and we're going to go ahead and make the harness for the new radio, and we'll install it right after that. So when you're doing car radios, you always want to have a set of these splice connectors, or butt connectors, whatever you want to call them, around. These ones are for really small gauge wires. Since we're working with car radios, we need the smaller kind, but if you're working with something a little bit heavier, you might want to get the bigger gauge, but these are for the 22 to 18, which should work perfect for the setting that we're in. These are best for doing car radios because we have wire here, wire here, wire here, and we just need to stick the wire into both ends of this, and then use our crimper tool to crimp down the ends of the connectors and get the wires to stay in there. These ones just work the best, and they're the easiest, and it's really clean. By the way, in case you guys were wondering, these are not expensive. I think this entire box was like $5 or $10 at O'Reilly's. There's like 100 something in there, I think, and then this tool was like $7, and it's perfect. It's got the stripping for the wires that you can cut wires, and then you can crimp down all the different sizes of splice connectors. Alright, it's a little messy, but this is what your completed harness will look like with all the wires together, all the splice connectors on there. And it looks pretty good, a lot better than a lot of my other ones have looked. So the last thing we gotta do is we gotta take the, since I have subs in my car, take the white and blue wire for the amp turn on, connect it in, and the radio should be good to go. Plugged in and the amp turn on wired in, and now all we have to do is put this one in the radio, add the sub cables into the radio, and then get the adapter for the radio plugged in, and we're all set to go. Alright guys, so it is about 3 days later from the recording date of when I was trying to install the radio. Basically what happened was I put in the radio, and I got it all in, and I didn't get a chance to record it because I just tested it before I put it in to make sure it worked. And I went through all the stuff, and the USB input for my phone didn't work. It just kept saying cannot play radio. So I went through Bluetooth, and it worked just fine on Bluetooth. So then I decided, I was like, well, let's check the firmware and see what version we're on and what's online. And the firmware on the radio was 2 versions behind, so I went ahead and updated it. But the radio actually got stuck, like on the radio face, it just got stuck saying completed. And it like wouldn't move, so I cut off the power to the car and it still wouldn't like turn off. So like the radio just got stuck on, because I think normally when you turn the key on the car the radio gets a signal from the car to turn off, but since the radio needed power to finish the update, it just kept staying on, but like it wouldn't turn off like no matter what. So then I called the guy, the Crutchfield guy, and asked him, I was like, hey, you know, my phone wouldn't play through USB, and you know, now the radio's stuck on, it won't turn off. And he said, all right, we'll take off the faceplate and hit the reset button behind it. And I said, oh, okay, I didn't know about that. So I went ahead and did that, and then the radio wouldn't turn on at all, like turning on the car, shutting off all the power and then turning it back on, it wouldn't turn on at all. So the guy basically just said, yeah, you got a crappy radio. And so they actually sent me a new one, which is why I couldn't record any more on the video until about 3 days later. The new one's coming in today, should be here in a few hours, or maybe shorter than that. As soon as we get it, we'll put it in the car, and I love doing business with Crutchfield because they're a great company, so they actually sent me the revision, the model year newer than the one that I ordered online. So whenever that gets in here, we'll go ahead and put that in the car, and hopefully this one works. Alright guys, so the radio just came in from UPS. We got it right here. Finally got it in, and now we're going to go ahead and take it out of the box. Finished making the connector that I started over there, and we're going to go ahead and put it in the car finally. Alright, we have got the harness all made right here. We're going to go ahead and put it on the radio, put it all wired all in, and hope it works this time. Alright, so this is what the radio looks like when it's installed. It looks very clean compared to the last radio that I had, nice and flush in there, especially with the outer trim ring that this one actually came with versus the other one. It just looks so much better. And it actually sounds way better. There's a lot of features in here that I've been able to put onto the radio, like the crossovers for the high pass filters and the low pass filters, whereas my other radio didn't have that stuff. So this one sounds way better, and you know, I tried to do a sound comparison, but I mean, it's kind of hard to do that when you're just recording it on a microphone, so it doesn't really make any sense. But for me, all I can tell you is it sounds way better. So if you're just looking for a cheap radio, JVC's got a lot of features in their KD line. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.